What is up, guys? Welcome back to Behind the Ball. Today we've got a very quick little video as the news has been confirmed, I think it was yesterday or the day before, that Robin Olsen has officially signed a permanent deal with Aston Villa. He was on loan to us, I think it was from Everton or from Roma, since January. Had one game cameo against Manchester City, which I thought he actually done quite well considering he conceded 3 goals, but it was always going to happen. Man City were always going to beat us on that day because they were absolutely relentless in the last 15 minutes. But he has now signed a permanent deal to be our number 2. But I think it could actually be a bit more of an important deal than we first thought. A little bit of admin shopkeeping to go through first of all, guys. Obviously, like the video, subscribe with notifications on. We're on the road to 1.5k. And also, I'm going to be linking my Twitter down in the description below. If you guys want to head over there, I'll be tweeting all things, a bit more Premier League-y things, some England stuff as well as obviously lots of Aston Villa stuff. So go ahead, click the follow button on that. Road to 100 followers on Twitter, hopefully. And without further ado, let's just get into a little bit of why Robin Olsen has signed, why it's important for us, and why I think he could possibly go on to be a short-term number 1. So first of all, just looking at him as a player, 32 years of age, 6'5", weighing 89 kilograms, and 6'5" is quite important to remember, and how much he weighs as well. Because when he played for us when he played for us against Man City, I just thought he looked massive, and he was so commanding that game as well. But let's just go through his career a little bit. So he's a 2-time Danish champion with Copenhagen, a 2-time Danish Cup winner again with Copenhagen, a 2 times Swedish champion with Malmo, and a 1-time Swedish Cup winner with Malmo. So he has won actually quite a fair bit in his career overseas. Breaking down his games, I've just listed it from sort of most games played to least games played as well. Copenhagen, he played 100 games, getting 45 clean sheets, which is a very good return. That's almost like 1 clean sheet in 2. For Malmo, he played 75 games, getting 28 clean sheets. That would have been over in the Swedish league. For Roma, he played 35 games, only getting 7 clean sheets. But I think Roma are on a bit of a downward spiral. And he was actually signed, I believe, as a replacement for Alisson. So that's how highly he was rated by them at the time. For Cagliari, he went on loan, got 4 clean sheets in 19 games. For Payok over in the Greek league, he got 8 clean sheets in 19 games. For Everton, 3 clean sheets in 11 games. For Sheffield, I think it was 3 clean sheets in 11 games. It might have been 1. I might have written that down wrong. And obviously for Villa, played 1 game, not getting a clean sheet in that one. He's been capped by Sweden 58 times, so he played 58 games for that. And that's important to remember because the experience of having to be in training against a player like Zlatan Ibrahimovic will be second to none. He's got 7 clean sheets in 18 Champions League games and 6 clean sheets in 12 Europa League games. So that's kind of like a little rundown of his career. I saw an interesting article saying he always has this ability to bounce back after a run of bad games. He'll just suddenly become like a top keeper. And, you look at his games in the past, Copenhagen, Malmo, they were both Champions League teams. Got his big signing for Roma, didn't really work out, but obviously went there. Everton as well, at the time, a good Premier League team. Played for Payok, who I think are always challenging for their title as well, and 58 international caps. So he's clearly a good goalkeeper, clearly good enough to be our number 2. I don't think I'm not looking too much into the fact that the last team he was at loan at was a Championship club in Sheffield, because goalkeepers are goalkeepers. Sometimes that happens to them. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes they have a little bit of a bounce. But I mean, look at Joe Hart, was bouncing around pretty much without a club, and now he's solidified himself as Celtic's number 1, and he's back in the Champions League. So it kind of happens to goalkeepers and stuff. But I just want to quickly break down why I think it could be a more important signing to us. Firstly, obviously, we are looking to go for deeper cup runs this year. Gerrard's already said that he wants to go deeper into the cup. He doesn't want to just be going out in the 2nd and 3rd round and being content with it. Martinez is going to have a rest. He's got so many Argentina games coming up, including the World Cup, which Olsen might also be going to with Sweden. I can't remember if they qualified. But Martinez is definitely going to need a rest. So that means that Olsen's probably going to be our cup keeper going forward. Before, we obviously had Jed Steer, who was, don't get me wrong, an amazing goalkeeper. Then we had Nyland, who wasn't as good. So I think Olsen will actually add definitely a bit more solidity to the defence in our cup runs this year. And second of all, I saw a quote recently. Obviously, Emi Martinez just won. I think it was called like La Finasseria or something. I can't remember. The game between Italy and Argentina. I think it was like the Euro winner versus the Copa America winner. And after the game, Martinez was asked if he wants to be playing Champions League football, and he said, "I don't want to think about it now, but after the World Cup, we'll see." That's a bit worrying because the World Cup is in November. It will be done by the January transfer window. And you best believe if a goalkeeper of the caliber of Martinez, he's probably top 5 goalkeepers in the world at the moment. You look at what he's winning internationally at the moment and how he's performing. I would safely say he's probably top 5, if not top 10. Definitely top 10, maybe top 5 goalkeepers in the world at the moment. If he comes out after the World Cup in December or something and says, "Yep, I'm done. I want to be playing Champions League football. I want to leave," you best believe any team in the Champions League that's going for a run is going to be straight after Martinez in January. They're not going to waste any time. They are going to be bidding in January. And if a bid comes in that we can't ignore and Martinez really wants to leave, it's not like he's going to be cup tied. He's still going to be able to go and play Champions League football. Even if he leaves in January, he'll be gone. 110% he will leave. Because when a player like that says that, it's a bit like Jack Grealish. Our hands were tied. We couldn't keep him anymore. He wanted to go and win trophies and sit on the bench in the Champions League. We had to let him go. And if a bid comes in like City bid, like 100 million, you're not going to be able to keep him. So that quote did worry me, and it makes me think: are we really going to be going out straight away and splashing the cash on a keeper in January with financial fair play and stuff, or would we maybe be looking to keep January to strengthen other areas out on the pitch? And for that reason, I think that Olsen could actually have the potential to be a short-term number one from us from January till the end of the season. And that's why I'm quite excited. You know, you look at the game against Man City, it's clear that his strengths are commanding his area, coming out for crosses. He was catching crosses that I didn't think he'd be able to catch. He was punching stuff safely out. A couple of good shot stops in there as well. I was really, really impressed with him against Man City. And if you're thinking about a keeper that's possibly going to have to fill in from January to whenever the season ends, sort of like May, June time, I'd be quite happy with that being Olsen. And then our number 2 on the bench, if we keep Jed Steer when he comes back from injury, I just assume we were going to sell him. Or if we keep a couple of the youth, was it Sinasolo comes up and be our number 2 on the bench, I'll be quite happy with that. And then we can actually look in summer to do a bit of detailed recruitment around a full-time number 1 to come in properly and take over from Martinez. Or even if Olsen performs well enough, we keep him for another season past that. He's only 32. Goalkeepers generally can go until they're about 37. I think actually goalkeepers are in their prime from the age of about 30 to 34 anyway. That's why I think personally that this Olsen signing is actually more important than maybe its first seems. First seems like we're signing a number 2. I think we could be looking ahead to the future, especially after that Martinez quote. But I want to hear what you guys think, obviously. So pop your comments down below. Let me know what you think about the Robin Olsen sign. Let me know what you think about his performance against Man City, because I think that was good enough to warrant him being a number 1 for 6 months if Martinez does leave. I think it will all depend on our league position in January, but that is what we have to wait and see. But as always, I've been behind the ball. You guys have been amazing. I'm out.